Bleacher Report, they just dropped the top 100 list. Now, obviously, we're working on our top 100, but it's current players. Bleacher Report dropped the top 100 list of their all-time players. And I don't have the full list, but I do have this right here. And we can just take a glimpse through some of these picks, and you guys can tell me if it's something that you want to talk about on here. But the first thing that comes to mind on their list is at 88, Draymond Green made it top 100.
Did you see who was at 90?
Oh, Chris Webber was below Draymond's.
Oh my God, man.
So is that a spoiler for when the power forward list comes out? You won't have Chris Webber below Draymond Green. Is that what you're telling me?
Draymond Green would never come into my thought process as a top 20 power forward. All right. Oh, that was too far. My bad, Draymond. That was too far. He would never be. He would never come into my thought process as a top 10 power forward. Never, ever, not for a second. No,
I probably agree with you, Ox.
Shout out to him though, because he
power forward is a really tough, a really deep list though. Like so.
Yeah, I probably was right about top 20 then. You're right, John D.
You got like LaMarcus in them over Draymond. So
hell
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe.
I mean, don't y'all got LaMarcus over Draymond too, right?
Find out in 3 weeks.
LaMarcus Aldridge over LaMarcus Aldridge over Draymond Green.
Well, chill. We got let's not talk about accolades. Let's just talk about it as a basketball player who's really bad.
Just ball players.
Yeah, who's really
LaMarcus,
bad.
LaMarcus
what was peak LaMarcus Aldridge? Chill.
It don't even matter.
He was
like 2014 to 16, like that.
The
Spurs.
Well, last couple of years in Portland, then San Antonio. Yeah,
he was better than Draymond. As a
who you got? You got. Does anybody up here have Draymond over Zebo?
Zebo.
Prime Zebo?
Like, hey,
I mean, 15, 16 Draymond.
Like, be for real. It's like,
I mean, but bro, for a career to really be a centerpiece on a dynasty like that, like I can't discredit that. Like, even if I think Zebo was better on the block, even if I think Zebo was a better scorer, he's definitely, like, all those guys you mentioned are definitely not better defenders.
See, somebody said Zach Randolph was terrible.
They definitely not better distributors. So, like,
Ron, I'm not discrediting that.
It could be the Chris Paul, John Stockton argument. You might be better as the number one option, or you might be better as the number one scoring option, but are you better for winning?
It's not the same. It's not the same argument, Ron. Because Chris Paul, Steve Nash, them dudes are like, as far as who's better at basketball, they're actually here. You know what I'm saying? We can have a conversation with them and take accolades and all NBAs and all defense, all that stuff off the table and talk about who's a better basketball player. And we can sit here and talk about it for an hour and 37 minutes and really have a serious conversation. If we talk about who's a better basketball player, we talk about Zach Randolph and these dudes and Rasheed Wallace and these dudes, and then put Draymond Green, the conversation is over fast.
Are you?
I'm only willing to argue about that for about 5 to 7 minutes, and after that, I'm gonna be done.
Real talk. I meant Chris Paul and Steve Nash. My bad.
Oh, wait. Do you have Nash better than TP?
He didn't have Nash on the list.
You didn't have Nash on the list. Yeah.
Which is, by the way, probably more egregious than having Steve.
Is that going to be worth taking no way? Is that making that?
Steve Nash not being top 10?
Top 10.
Top
ever.
By the way,
just Oxane have Steve Nash either, just for his.
But Mars, in my defense, that was an accident. I think I might have. Because I had Gary Payton at 10. I don't know. That's a conversation for me.
Yeah. The number 9 is the one that needs to get off the list, but I just knew you was going to put him on. So I was like,
I wanted to have it. I wanted to put him at 6. But if I put him at 6, that would have been my bias. 9, I really think he deserves to be at 9.
6 was the bias. 9 is the objectivity. No,
but shout out to you. You got Rondo tied with Luka and Dame. So good work.
Well, my thing, real talk, when I look at Rajon, I was paying attention to Rajon in Dallas and in Sac and stuff like that too. In New Orleans, in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, where he was breaking Scottie Pippen's playoff records and stuff like that. Even on those teams, man, Rajon Rondo was still balling.
Rondo was dope. Yeah, Rondo dope.
Yeah, the Dallas stint was a bit shaky, but
that's because of Rick Carlisle, and that's why I hate Rick Carlisle.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, you hate? That's why you hate because of Rondo.
We're not gonna Ron. We're not gonna act like Ron. You didn't have that one bad stint with that one girl. Like that don't determine all the other girls that you would been with and you had good relationships with. No, we ain't gonna do that. No.
What you talking about the Steve Nash not being top 10?
No, I'm talking about Rondo with Rick Carlisle. I mean, that's the one bad relationship he was in.
Okay.
The other ones, I mean, I can't let that determine it. No, I'm not going to do that.
Well, you know, Chill, Rick Carlisle, you know, cut off his nose and spot his face. He would have had a better basketball team if he just would have let Rajon play ball.
Well, all right, y'all. Draymond is 88. At 69, we have Kyrie Irving, all time.
Oh, so top 75.
Top 75, yeah.
At 49, here he goes, Ox. Yeah, you lose one, but you win another. Paul Pierce at 49.
Top 50.
So we just gonna skip Manu Ginobili at 75.
Right? Right? Come on. Man.
Wait, y'all don't think you can name 50 better players than Paul Pierce? I know we're not gonna do that right now, obviously, but just off the top.
I probably could.
Probably could.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I possibly could.
Hey, they had Dave Bing at 99. See,
shut up.
Now look, 3 months ago, if you would have showed me that picture, I don't know who that is. You know.
Oh, but now you know you locked in. Yeah, you locked in.
Hey, Dave Bing was cold.
At 36, Allen Iverson.
Guess who's 35?
Too low,
right?
too high?
I need to see who's above him.
Want me to tell you?
Who's
Well, Steve Nash is 35. So
You said no, Raw?
Oh, Steve Nash actually is 35. Bob Cousy was 37.
and I think Harden's 34.
John Havlicek is 31 for everyone. I know Havlicek's a big player in this
J
space.
Kidd 33. Kawhi 32. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Stockton 29. So Stockton clears Kidd, Nash. But not, you notice how Chris Paul wasn't there?
Chris Paul's at 30.
No way.
Yeah. He's at
Throw the
30.
list away. Oh my God. Throw the list away.
Yes,
Throw the
sir.
list away. Someone had him at 18.
Eat it,
Throw the
Haggis.
list away. Isaiah Thomas at 27. Ugh. This is a
Somebody
bad
had
list.
Nash
Told y'all my
or
point
Josh
guard list was
Stockton at
valid.
18, and somebody
This
had
is
him
a
at 76.
bad list.
Hey, where's Russ at?
Let me scroll all the way back up.
It's not all the way. Don't do that. Where's Russ and Harden?
Harden's
Why-
34. Harden's 34.
Yeah, Harden's
I'm gonna
34,
keep
yeah.
scrolling.
Okay.
Russ.
So while you guys are looking for that, we'll keep it pushing on this. Giannis
48.
at 24.
48.
48?
Bro, this list is
Yeah.
garbage.
Wait.
Yeah, I saw this.
By the way,
So just
Moses was
for
at 21.
context, real talk. In front of you might not hate this. So 25, Charles Barkley, real talk. Giannis is at 24. Dwayne Wade is at 23, which no, it's not like egregious. Karl Malone's at 22, which again for some people is not egregious. Moses Malone at 21. And then you have Julius Erving at 20, because they're obviously not counting ABA. But then you started getting into the other one.
Well, they do because it says his accolades and it has ABA stuff on there. So
Yeah, well,
they
they
are
can't be talking about saying Dr. J. I'm looking at. David Robinson's at 19, real talk, 5 spots ahead. And then Dirk Nowitzki, which is, is at 18. Jokic is at 17. And then they have Kevin Garnett at 16. Jerry West at 15. Oscar Robertson at 14. Kevin Durant at 13. 12 is Hakeem Olajuwon.
What?
Hakeem and Kobe are outside the top 10.
Yep. And then you got Kobe at 11.
Where's Jerry West at?
Jerry West is 15.
15.
I thought you
Hold
said
on. Do 15 through 11 right quick again.
15 through 11. So you had Jerry West at 15, Oscar Robertson at 14, Kevin Durant at 13, Hakeem Olajuwon at 12, and then you had Kobe Bryant at 11.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, there's a lot of really good players in the top 14. So I mean,
I think there's 13 top 10 players in NBA history. So
yeah, there's probably
3 of them gonna have to miss out.
Right.
Who are the 10? Who
Hakeem and Kobe?
Hakeem and Kobe.
For some people, it's gonna be Hakeem and Kobe. Like that's just how it goes. But
So
I think
Steph
there's
Curry,
13 top 10 guys. I think that's 13.
Steph Curry's at 10.
Hakeem and Kobe better than him. Okay, next name.
Next name.
Wilt Chamberlain's at 9.
Hakeem and Kobe better than him.
Next name.
I agree with that one.
I ain't doing that.
Larry Bird at 8.
Hakeem
Him and Kobe are better than him. Next name.
Next name.
Tim Duncan's at 7.
Hakeem and Kobe better than him. Yeah, I'm standing on it.
I'll give it to
Next
Kobe. I don't
name.
know about Hakeem is
Over
debatable.
Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's
Kobe,
supposed to be
yes.
top
Olajuwon is better
5.
than
Tim
Tim
Duncan's
Duncan.
supposed to be top 5 on everybody.
And Kobe's supposed to be top 5 on everybody's list.
Yeah, that's fine, but don't take it out on Tim Duncan.
All right, well, you
Tim
guys gonna
Tim
find
Duncan ain't
out
do
where
nothing.
these guys' top 10s reside in.
All right.
Tim Duncan's supposed to be number 4.
Then
on
Shaquille O'Neal is at 6.
Hakeem and Kobe better than him.
Whoa,
Next name.
buddy, slow down, buddy.
Yes.
Slow
We played
down,
on
buddy.
the same team.
Slow down,
Hey,
buddy.
chill. We
Slow
played on the
down
same
on that
team,
one,
and
slow
nobody
down.
said that, mind you. Nobody said
Slow
that.
down on that one. Slow
All right.
down. Slow down.
And then
slow
we're
down,
at
slow down.
5. Bill Russell. Bunch of
He's in
yappers up
my
here.
honorable mentions.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
He's in my
He
honorable
too low.
mentions, but on my
And
official list,
That's
then,
what I
by the
got
way,
for
when we get done with
Better
this, I got a real
He
question for
too
y'all.
low. He too low.
At 4,
Magic.
Magic Johnson.
egregious pick.
At
Absolutely asinine.
at 3,
Have him at 4.
at 3,
Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. At 3.
Higher.
At 2,
supposed to be number 1.
LeBron James. And at 1, Michael Jordan. I want to know, I'm asking you at this point, how is it, Chill? I'm real question. We got all this basketball stuff. All right, we do all these conversations. You air attacks people for playing with other players all the time, like other people do. You got the 3rd and 4th best player ever that played on the same team.
Correct.
And then they're 3 and 4.
80s.
It's not an issue.
Correct.
Mind you, Chill, I'd be willing to say this. This is what I'm confused about. Chill. When Magic and Bird were in their prime, was Bird not considered the better player than Magic for at least 6 years in the middle of the 80s? From 81 to about 87 until I'm talking about into 87 when Magic won that MVP. There's about 6 years where Bird was considered, like the majority of people said that Bird was a better basketball player.
In 1984.
How can you say the majority of that? That's why, bro.
In
The majority of
1984,
America resonated with Bird.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I'm talking
And-
about. But you're right.
and-
You're right.
and-
I didn't want to bring that up.
That's what I think Magic passed him, and around 86, 87 is when I think Magic.
I
passed
think
him.
Bird was better. I think Bird's better.
But you don't
And
Chill.
I-
How do we do
that's
that?
part of
Like,
my-
how does that work? How do we separate that for between those two? How I mean, legitimately, Chill. How am I better than you? Like, pretty. I think
Right,
pretty
because that's
comfortably
not what the list is all about, though.
I know, but it's awards.
You
It's
know
awards.
accolades, but accolades.
Well, it doesn't make sense if we play for the exact same amount of time and I'm better than you for pretty much the whole time. And then you're gonna say, "Yeah, you were better than me," while we played at the exact same time. But I'm gonna be higher than you. That just doesn't make sense.
It wasn't that clear cut, though. It really wasn't. And you
I'm
guys
very
saying that?
comfortable.
I'd be
I'm
willing to
very
say,
comfortable.
but to be fair, Ron,
But I'm
I'd be
saying-
willing to
I
say.
I can say I'm comfortable with Magic over Bird.
But no, but
That's fine. That's fine.
You see what
I'm
I'm saying?
very
And it wouldn't be
But
any
Ron,
pushback.
how do we? But
saying it
Chill,
wasn't- it
please
wasn't that
correct me if I'm
clear-cut.
wrong because you were there.
It wasn't.
How is it possible that in 80, 79, 80, 81, I think it was clearly like Bird was a step ahead of Magic because Magic was still learning around Kareem. Kareem was still the best player.
There was a conversation. So in 84,
yes,
in 84 when they beat them, the conversation was Bird is a much better player than Magic. He wasn't a better player than him. He's a much better player.
I got 3 straight MVPs in our prime.
Okay, all right.
It go both ways. A lot of
See,
people thought Magic was better than Bird too. A lot of people thought Bird was better, but it's so like even
100%.
coming out of college, a lot of
Yeah,
people
Bird
thought
is the
Magic was
best player
better
in the
than
world.
Bird.
And the basketball
Not
discourse and the
everybody.
basketball conversations that we have today are way different than what they were in 1984. So in 1984 and 1985, what it was based solely on was the fact that Magic beat Bird in the NBA Finals. Bird beat Magic. It wasn't about the kind of player that Magic was. It wasn't about the kind of player that Bird was. No. So now that we're here today and we can examine the kind of player that Magic was, how exceptional he was on offense, how much better he was on offense. Same thing with Bird, how great Bird was as a team defender. Bird could individually defend, and I think he was a better individual defender than Magic. But as a team defender, I think that as a team defender, Magic.
Wait, repeat that
I think
part?
that as a team defender, Magic was pretty good as a team defender. He wasn't good as an on-ball defender.
Bird was better.
I'm not arguing.
But see, Swiper, don't do that. Try to ask for chill. Try to ask for to get something straight, and then when you disagree, try to cook.
I didn't say anything. I just didn't hear him.
No, but that's what you tried to do because Mars did the blinking thing, and you said, "Oh,
I didn't hear him. What was the blinking thing
about? Don't do that. Okay, but if you're gonna do that, don't try to ask.
I was just hydrating my
eyes. Hold on, Mars. I'm talking to Swiper.
I'll swipe it.
Don't try to ask.
I'll swipe it.
And then try to cook what he's saying in the same breath, bro.
I didn't hear what he said.
And that makes the whole statement. Yes, you did, bro.
No, I didn't. How you gonna tell me what I heard?
So again, Swiper,
because you always do that shit. Because the way you come on, bro. You're not.
So again, Swiper.
I'm not gonna ask clarifying questions. Go ahead, chill.
If you're gonna do
I'm
that,
asking clarifying questions. No
make
more.
The whole answer illegitimate. So just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have it both ways. You can't.
I didn't chill. Let me tell you what happened. I didn't hear. I heard the defense. I heard his eye. I saw his eyes flutter. So what did you say that I missed? That's what I'm saying. That's literally what happened.
What I said.
You got it.
What I said was that Bird is a better individual defender than Magic. I think one-on-one he was better, but I don't think, and I think he also was a better team defender than Magic. But I don't think that we give Magic enough credit for the team defender that he was. He wasn't great on the ball, and I'm not going to argue that point. But I think Magic was a better team defender than we give him credit for, a lot better. He was better at he was an awesome rebounder. Not only was he an awesome rebounder, he was great in the passing lanes. We don't give him enough credit for being the team defender that he was. He wasn't the lockdown Dennis Johnson. He wasn't the lockdown Sidney Moncrief. That wasn't him. But you could catch Magic in the passing lanes. You could catch Magic digging.
I don't think he was
in
better
the
off ball defender.
You could catch.
I don't really think this.
And again, I'm not arguing that point. What I am saying is Magic as a team defender is a lot better than we give him credit for. Now, as far as putting Magic ahead of Bird that far, I'm not doing that. And I think that they're basing that on the success that both Magic and Jabbar had. I think that they're basing it on that. I don't think that they're basing it on the players that Magic and Bird were. No, I don't think that that's what this is about.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Chill. Accolades, right quick, real talk. Accolades goes into this. Like, whether y'all like it or not. Swiper said Bird won 3 MVPs in a row.
Magic won
obviously an amazing feat. Magic won 3 too. They played each other in the finals 3 times. Magic won 2. Magic got 3 finals MVPs. Magic got he's the all-time.
Don't forget college, man.
He's the all-time passer. Like, come on, like, let's not act like Magic. Like Magic don't have a horse in this race. Like
Larry Bird also
Magic was that.
I think we're all arguing that Magic and Bird should be closer together.
Yes.
If you have Magic over Bird, do your thing. Like, I don't care. 4 and 8 is just I don't understand.
I got them 2 at 6 and 7. I got them right.
I don't think that's that far apart, though.
They actually weigh in accolades, though, because that's why I be confused on these lists when it gets to the Kobe ranking. Like, Steph is at 10 and Kobe's at 11. But what are you going to – so the one MVP? Because Kobe has more championships. They have the same amount of finals MVPs.
73.
No, Kobe has more finals MVPs.
Oh, yeah. Kobe has more finals MVPs. Kobe has more first team all NBAs. He has more defensive teams. He has so is it just it's the MVP?
Don't leave that part out, John D. John D, that's very important to mention.
Some people disagree with you, though, John D.
And Kobe's a better player. And Kobe's a better player.
He's a better player than Steph Curry.
Steph Curry has never reached the defensive heights that Kobe's reached. Ever.
Kobe's never in his life.
He didn't. Yes, I agree. He didn't reach.
But to be fair, like I think Steph Curry. The argument he has is that he has reached the pinnacle as an offensive player that we've just
I've argued.
Who cares?
It matters. It matters a lot. It matters a lot.
No. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but I'm saying
a tier 1 offensive player.
That's what I'm exactly. Once you start comparing them to other all-time great offensive players, then the defense starts to kind of.
Is Kobe in the same conversation as Steph Curry offensively?
What?
You said what?
Do you think Kobe's in the same conversation as Steph
They're
Curry?
They're both tier 1 offensive players. Yes. They're both. Do I think Steph
Kobe in the same conversation as Steph? What?
Huh?
Swiper, where do you evaluate Kobe offensively?
Yeah, like what do you think?
I think Steph has an argument for the best ever. I just don't think Kobe had one of those.
So do I.
Yeah, I just don't think Steph has.
Yeah, so where do you evaluate Kobe? Is he tier 2, tier 3?
Oh gosh.
You know what it's.
I mean, tier. I don't. I'm tier. I mean, I just simply.
Well, tier 1, you probably think is Jokic, LeBron, MJ, Steph.
And the conversation between there was a
Well,
conversation
tier two,
between
maybe
is Kobe
tier two,
a better
like
offensive
Harden,
player
in
than
the
Joker.
next year. Yeah.
Mhm.
That would explain the disconnect. They think Steph and Kobe are in the same tier. You don't. That would explain the disconnect.
I mean, that's real. It'll be John D. Minnigan. Maybe I can be. Cause I trust me, my list looks way different than it did a year ago. The Moses Malone, gone. Okay, like he's out. Like he's not even on my top 20 anymore. I changed a lot about how I feel about Wilt Chamberlain. Used to be way higher. He's not even on.
Anyone who Chua said Jokic isn't as good as. You know how they're moving down the list.
No, but well, true. To be fair, well that's him. He believes that. But I'm saying that like, I'm higher on. Like in this list, I thought Giannis. I think Giannis is crazy at 24. Like I think that's like. But I also said Charles Barkley better than Karl Malone. I've given my argument for why I think Charles Barkley better than Karl Malone. But whatever. Barkley, doesn't have the same defensive resume as Karl Malone, so I get it.
Because he sucked on defense.
Yeah, but he was plus 10 in relative true shooting, so you love him.
No, I think he was just also a dog. Like just if we're doing true shooting, Kobe wouldn't. Never mind. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but that's why you're low.
Charles Barkley was a dominant. Let's do it. But Charles Barkley was also a dominant scorer rebounder. Like I think that's like where
so was Malone.
We changed. I don't personally. I'm taking.
I'd
rather have Charles Barkley's peak. You people can say there's some bias in that because it's more that might be more anti something than pro something, which I'm fair. I'm willing to reside in that pool. Yeah. But I just think that for me personally, I don't really see the Kobe Steph argument when it comes to offense. But that's me.
I mean,
you think that there's hold on, John D. Please stay right there.
Yeah, there's a gap.
You think that there's a significant gap between Kobe
there's a big enough gap between
and Bryant?
Maybe the best
based
ever.
On what?
What
do we do? What are we doing with that? Why is there? What's the separation?
Please, I would love to get in this. Like,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, John D. Go ahead.
For example, I have Steph as the greatest offensive peak of all time. I have Kobe at 7. So like, that would be my gap. But from like 5 to 7, I don't think there's as big of a from 1 to 7, that's my gap. From 1 to 7, because I have Kobe as the 7th greatest offensive peak ever. I have Steph at 1. So I think that would be the gap. But as far as like Kobe offensively, like I feel like guys that are like primary scorers, we kind of overlook like how much that does for a team. Like Kobe as a scorer made that 06 team look like one of the better offenses in the league with him on the floor. And that's because he was a multi-level scorer as an off-ball player, as a post player, driving downhill, passing out of double teams, all of that he did for that offense. And when he wasn't on the floor, it didn't look like they can generate looks at all. Like Lamar Odom was solid, but it was like, it didn't look like they could generate consistent offense with him off the floor. So I still think Kobe is like, if you're not going to say tier 1, then maybe like the first in tier 2 or the top tier.
Well, is he the same place as Harden for you?
Is he in the same place as Harden? Yes.
Is Harden ahead of him on your list?
No, he's not.
And that's what
are we not talking about playoffs? Like, do we not talk about playoffs and how
you think James Harden's a better offensive player than Kobe?
Yes, he does.
This is what I'm talking. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I'm just trying to get an understanding. You think James Harden's a better offensive player than Kobe?
I mean, I think it matters. Like, and again, if we're doing the playoffs, like I'm trying to be fair here. Like, if you're including the playoffs, you say the playoffs are big. That's where the drop for Harden is. I'm fine, but I do think regular season, like, which is a lot of games, by you, like it's like hundreds of games, like. I think James Harden reached a place offensively that Kobe didn't reach.
Not even regular season, big dog.
But I think
not even regular season.
What are we talking about?
Not even regular season.
It doesn't need to get emotional. This is that guy.
This is something I've already said. I said this the other day in the draft.
Okay.
I think James Harden is had the best perimeter scoring seasons as an isolation defender that we've seen this side of Jordan. And I think his ability to drive, shoot, pass, layup, all that stuff, like the finishing from James Harden was elite. And I think if you just ask me,
Kobe's a better finisher.
Go ahead.
No. Finish your statement. I just want to let you know
I'm not, like I said, I'm comparing them like player for player. I would probably still take Harden because I think Harden, what he did from basically, especially just even 17 to 19 alone, I think are better offensive seasons than what Kobe's had. But if you told me 6 to 8 for Kobe, I could see your argument as well. But I'm not saying they're in a crazy. There's like a gap, but I think those two players are in similar tier. I probably would lean Harden. I think Harden's 19 years.
What if Harden carried that over to the playoffs? Like I would really I would understand because James Harden has a tougher shot diet for the playoffs. when we talk about off dribble 3-point shooting and the volume of that in a playoff setting, to where if they're falling, and this is not me saying that James Harden is just this awful playoff player, but Kobe's probably one of the best playoff risers we've seen, and the multitude of assets he has to score, whether it's in the mid-range, whether it's driving, whether it's out of the post, whether it's off ball. He was also a really good pick and roll player and a really good isolation player as well. And that stuff carried over to the playoffs. In fact, a lot of people would say he was better in the playoffs because of the tough shot making, the play making, the driving to the rim, and then the off ball creation as well. So what just draws me back from Harden is the postseason. The postseason. That's not me saying, oh, he's an awful playoff performer, but it's just that's a really hard shot diet to live on.
That matters, John D. That matters, man.
It does, but I feel like that's what I'm saying. That's
matters,
a little,
man.
That's just a little.
No, it's not, Swiper.
No, but hear me out. But hear me out. I think that's the reason why that's a little hard for me with the Harden thing. Again, I'm not a Harden apologist. I think we all know that. It's not mine. I do think it matters, though, that Kobe being able to, and I'm saying he also elevated. Kobe showed up in moments. He also had some bad moments in the NBA Finals from that 0-1 2-4 run. I think he had some really low moments, had some really high moments. I think him being able to kind of learn and accelerate as an offensive player in a playoff setting next to Shaq, that was something that aided him tremendously. And I think he had to step into that. And I think Kobe, is it fair to say 2 of those 4 finals wasn't great? Like 2 of those 4, one was really young. And then you get 0-4 versus the Pistons.
Which one are you talking about?
The first one with Kobe. Yeah,
the one where he got intentionally hurt, right? And then which other one?
Well, the 4.
The
0-4. The one where Shaq gets benched and he puts the team on his back.
Nah, Kobe sucked in the 0-4 finals.
He did suck in the 0-4 finals.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think.
But it was against.
Watch Manu Ginobili torch that defense the next year.
No, fact.
We not.
Well, I think Kobe gets he gets whatever.
I mean,
it wasn't good. So, but I think
the one in 2000, like Jalen Rose has admittedly come out and said, "I purposely injured Kobe that series."
I don't know how true that is.
So then we get those 2 final series. I think Harden does have some L's over.
Harden had a stinker finals
in 2012.
Which wasn't an anomaly, by the way.
Then we can go to even this Harden. Harden this last year. Ooh, stinky cheese. Like up and down series, disappearing acts. Like we've seen it. Like Harden, where did you go? Like I agree with you, real talk. 23. They for damn sure should have got out of that series. James Harden was nowhere to be seen in Game 7. So, like, he absolutely has some L's on his roster.
6-2.
I think
Harden winning this Twitter poll. Can't believe
I think Kobe, had the
shout out to James Harden, man.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think to your point.
Yeah.
To your point, John D. The legend is made in the regular season and it's enhanced in the playoffs. And for Bryant, there were so many moments in the playoffs. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to have an offensive player and scorer in the same. Okay, you being a scorer is part of you being a great offensive player, and those 2 things are different, right? So Bryant as a scorer and as a bucket getter in the postseason, I think it trumps anything else that James Harden did, because I think that Bryant had those moments that James Harden we expected him to have when he had those regular seasons, and he didn't. And because he didn't, I think that's where the separation comes when it comes to James Harden. I won't argue James Harden as a distributor. James Harden, one of the best passes that I ever seen. Bryant was a fantastic passer and distributor. Because Chucky Brown couldn't knock down an open shot, right? Because Maurice Evans couldn't finish around the rim. I mean, I'm not going to hold that against Kobe Bryant in terms of him being an offensive player. But what I am going to say is when I watch Bryant as a bucket getter, so like I said, in 2001, the best game that I've ever witnessed in my whole life in the playoffs with my own eyes. I was in the building when he put 48 and 16 on that Sacramento team. It was the best thing that I ever seen in the playoffs from any player, right? So when you're talking about a bucket getter, I can't see James Harden giving me anything like that. I haven't seen him do anything like that. And I've also seen Bryant. There have been some great games from James Harden. There hasn't been anything like what I saw in that aspect. I didn't see James Harden do what Bryant did in 2010 against the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Finals when he tapped Coach Gentry on the ass after they bounced him. Like, I haven't seen James Harden play to that level as a bucket getter. That's what I'm thinking about, right? So I'm not going to say that James Harden wasn't a fantastic offensive player, but I think the separation with Bryant is Bryant's ability as a bucket getter. I think that's what trumps him over James Harden.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player Detroit way.